Ngong, a culturally rich place where majority of the residents are farmers and pastoralists. It is famous for its hills, Ngong Hills, which is a major tourist attraction for both foreigners and locals. On top of that, it is also well known for its windmills, which benefit residents in multiple ways. Due to its hilly terrain as well as cold temperatures, many athletes, especially marathoners, run here daily. The town is vibrant with its music culture and exciting activities such as rhino charge, motocross, hiking, horse riding, bungee jumping, swimming, and sightseeing, just to name a few. After the countrywide drought, which led to adverse effects, the coming of the rains was welcomed with enthusiasm by the townsmen. They finally had hope after a long time of despair. However, the downpour quickly became excessive. Roads were ruined, trees fell on buildings, and homes with poor drainage systems were flooded. All this is because the locals do not have proper water harvesting technologies, which leads to spilling over of excessive rainwater. However, some have begun harvesting the water, which has proven to be beneficial in many ways. This is what I will explore today. I'm Karen Gishanga, and this is Drops to Livelihoods. The journey to Ngong begins at 6 a.m. A beautiful sunrise is visible from where I am. I arrive at 9 a.m., already exhausted from the journey. However, I still have to trek the slopes of Ngong Hills to reach my subject's home. My hoodie is filled with dog fur, which appear as white substances on them. I enter my subject's compound. It is a beautiful compound filled with trees and plants. Ngong is usually cold and rainy, but the countrywide drought affected the town in adverse ways. Crops dried up, which led to negative impacts such as loss of jobs for those who depend on farming as a source of income, as well as starvation in many families. Pastoralists lost numerous cattle, which is the pride of the Ma culture. This meant that many children had to forego both meals and school, as parents could no longer afford upkeep. On top of that, many parents would queue in school dining halls to receive meals. My subject, who wishes to remain unidentified, harvests rainwater using readily available materials such as jerrycans and tanks. As you can see, a lot of water is spilling on the ground, and that is being wasted. However, he doesn't have enough water harnessing tools, therefore he makes use of those that he has. I go to his front door, where we are to meet. He is eager to share his experience on using water harvesting technologies that are readily available. A lot of spill wells were building up in his home, which made him realize how much water is wasted when rainwater is not harnessed, and this led him to begin harvesting it. He says that majority of people do not look at how much water is wasted in a period of time such as a month, and this leads to them letting water spill off, rather than harvesting it for use at home and commercially. He says that the rains have had negative effects as well. For example, this tree used to be a tall, strong tree that provided a shade as well as a home for the birds that are in his compound. However, the rains felled the tree and he had to cut the remaining part down to avoid injuries. The tree in his farm fell on a fence and destroyed it as well. He says that he is grateful that the trees did not fall on his house due to the fact that they were all dangerously close to it. He agrees to take me to the town square to see the effects of not harnessing rainwater. As we walk, it is evident that the road has been destroyed by excessive water. Not only is the water destructive, but it is also unsanitary. Many times pedestrians have to walk in the middle of roads rather than on the sidewalks due to the poor condition of roads. However, the townsmen have started harnessing water. A few are gathering water from spill wells for use after sanitation. Others have even taken it a step further. They have opened car wash businesses from the harnessed water, which has become a source of employment for many young people in the area, and some have begun selling water to their townsmen as a way of generating income. My subject takes me back to his compound, where he shows me his water harvesting technologies. An example is this tank, which provides water for cooking, washing, and other uses. This tank has also provided a job opportunity for the welders and artisans who worked on it. He also uses buckets and jerrycans as a way of harnessing water. He tells me that before doing this, his compound would get flooded and movement was troublesome. Which irrigate crops. He grows his own food rather than buying produce at the market. After the drought, he had to buy food at the market, and this became very expensive. He has several farms in his compound, and they are all irrigated by harnessed water. Before he began harvesting water, he used to buy it, which was quite expensive. But now he gets water at no cost due to the rains. has transformed an unfinished building into a kitchen garden. This allows him to have more produce to feed his large family, which includes food-loving teenagers. This is the last day of coming to Ngong, to this particular residence that is, and filming about the environment in terms of harvesting rainwater. I have had a good time here. It has certainly been a learning experience for me as well. But I think the biggest thing that I've gotten from this is how something that we may take as such a small thing is actually really huge. Because when it's raining, we don't really think about the water we're wasting. It's just the drops are falling on the ground, like that's just it. But then when you look at the water that is wasted in retrospect, when you count now, for example, how many liters of water after a certain amount of time, let's say how many liters of water has been wasted in a week just from the crops that are falling that is not being harvested. It was quite surprising. One thing about being in this compound that I learned is that because we take it as such a light thing, because no one is really keeping the records of this is the amount of water that has been wasted, because we don't think of it that way. And this water, though it may seem small at first, it starts accumulating. And locals here have actually gotten jobs from harvesting this water. Farmers have been able to start selling their produce again. They have been able to feed their family. This money is going into school fees. Pastoralists are able to feed their livestock, so the livestock is in turn giving more milk. More milk means they're getting more money from the sales, and kids are going to school. People like as you saw in the footage earlier, people have opened car wash businesses just from harvesting this water. People are now selling water to other people just from this water harvesting technology. And it's so interesting how we may look at it as a normal thing, like kuweka tank to Kenyans. we may see that it's not really such a big deal, but when you start counting all those drops that would have been harnessed and whatever you would have done with that water, because even if you don't intend to sell it, you may use it for cooking, you may use it for drinking, which cuts down costs for budgets such as buying water from clean water companies. You can be doing this for yourself, all for free from rainwater. It's been an interesting couple of days, and my last moment here is bittersweet because I know I will definitely want to visit this place again and see how the locals are doing. I think it would also be a good idea to just see how locals have been able to, how far they have been able to get with this project of harvesting water, see the progress. I think as a country we need to really look up to countries that are heavily investing in water harvesting technologies such as Israel. Israel being an arid country, it needs to save all the water it gets. But here in Kenya, yes, we have had drought for a long time now, but parts that are rainy or parts that recently got rain like Ngong need to really look into that, because this arid country is saving water in every household. In fact, the government has made it mandatory. And it's not that I'm saying we should make it mandatory here, but what I'm saying is that we need to find a way of households harvesting the rainwater, because this cuts costs. It cuts costs in terms of you having to buy water. It makes sure you drink clean water, because rainwater, after you sieve and boil and all that, it's clean. It's not like you may buy water somewhere and it may be contaminated and you don't really have a choice because you don't have any other alternative. But if we were to harvest the water, we wouldn't really have to go through all those lengths. We need to look at what Israel is doing, because every household saves water, and it has, according to one of the magazines, newspapers in Kenya today, water harvesting in Israel, households save anywhere from 100 to 3,000 liters of water. You can see that's such a huge amount. And why we are not seeing it as such a big deal now is because no one is really measuring how much of the water is being lost when it's not being harnessed. And we need to follow suit. I wish we could go further, but time does not allow us. Until next time, stay safe.